AI is making it easier for you to get those big ideas out your head, and then the AI programs are prompting these things. The sky's the limit now because you can say anything, and then that prompt is going to crack that out. So
Right.
it's making it easier for people to get their ideas out, and people are scared of it, but I'm not, because I feel like
No,
it's
I'm
going
not
to get
either.
better. It's going to
Yeah.
look more realistic, and it's just going to be a tool, and we shouldn't be scared of it.
Do you think social media has changed creativity in the film business for better or for worse, or maybe not at all? Welcome back to the Pink Book Podcast. I am your host, Joyce Van Setters, and today's conversation is all about vision, creativity, and storytelling through the lens. Today, we are joined by the legendary director and visual creative, Rock Davis, someone who has helped shape culture through powerful visuals, music videos, branding, and cinematic storytelling. Everybody, welcome Rock Davis to the Pink Book Podcast. How are you?
How's everybody? I'm good. How are you, Joyce? How's
Good.
everything?
I'm great. Thank you. So we've been trying to get this done, and I'm so glad that we're getting this done
Yes.
because I really wanted you on the podcast. We actually know a lot of the same people.
Okay.
So Rock, tell me where you're from.
I'm from Newark, New Jersey, born and raised.
Mhm.
Happy to be the middle child of two brothers, one older, one younger, obviously. Both parents in the household. Fun kid, born and raised in the city of Newark, New Jersey. In the Velsburg section of Newark, and
Oh,
yeah, I had a decent childhood. It was a fun ride, and then that shaped some things me as far as me seeing visually. My father used to do it, so I kind of took his lead on it, and
mhm.
just here I am, just raising kids and just living my life being a filmmaker. So it's pretty
Where?
cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to back up a little bit. Where?
Yes.
What block are you from in Velsburg? Because
I'm
I'm.
from I'm off of 18th Avenue and Mead Street, so it's a block before
Oh
Stuyvesant.
my God,
Stop it.
Commonwealth,
Commonwealth, yeah. Hold on. So, where? What part?
Commonwealth Avenue, Velsburg,
Yeah,
right
no,
before
yeah,
18th
yeah. So
Avenue.
Mead Street. I'm literally on the
I
corner.
know. Mead Street's the next block.
Yeah, yeah. So Commonwealth. I literally lived on the corner of Commonwealth and Mead Street. It was a yellow house. And there was a green house next to it.
How old are you?
I'm 48, about to be 49.
Okay, so we're around the same. So this is the thing. So
Wow. So,
I've
so
lived
hold on. So you
everywhere.
lived on Commonwealth?
Yeah, yes. So my
Okay.
grandparents lived there for years,
Okay.
and I'm from all over because I'm a military brat. But every
Okay.
summer we
Okay.
would spend there. But then
Wow.
as an adult, I moved in with my grandparents, so I lived on Commonwealth for years.
How many years?
Yeah, I went to Irvington High School. I can't believe
Wow.
it's literally one block from me.
No, it's just literally the same
Did
block.
you
'Cause
used to go to
Commonwealth
the
is the
block parties on Mead
yeah,
Street?
yeah. But the block parties were a long time ago. Now, we ain't had block parties in
Oh,
years though.
I know. I mean, come on, we are
Yeah.
of a certain age,
So
but
so so you say one block away? I know it's literally the cross street. There was a hill going down a hill.
yeah, 18th
Yeah.
Avenue was on the left, and then Mead was on the right, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Commonwealth's in the center,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Come off that hill. Yeah.
and
And
then
the Mead Street
Sanford
was the
Avenue at the
crossbar.
top.
Yeah. 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 What house? Like I said, do you know the number?
43 Commonwealth
43.
Avenue.
Is that up or down? I'm trying to
Up.
figure. Was it
It's at the
past?
top. It was up.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. So the thing is, I'm Commonwealth up top, whatever. Nobody really like kind of dealt with the people up there. Was always like Mead Street and going down Commonwealth, and
Well,
going
it
down
was it
Commonwealth.
was it was the only house on the block that my grandfather used to color the rocks. It was the only house on the block that had these big colored rocks in
I
front.
probably remember. I
Yeah,
just, I'm
and
we just
everybody used to
recently
make
sold a
fun of it.
house in 2024. My mom's house. We've been in since 1982.
Wow.
And then we sold it recently in 2024. I didn't want to sell it, but my brother said that's just, he was just exhausted because he was there sort of telling on how my mother kind of deteriorated the last
Yeah.
couple of years. So
Wow.
he was just exhausted. So I gotta get out this house, and we just followed suit. But
All
that's
right.
wild though. That's
We
absolutely
were
wild.
literally a block from each other. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that's
That's
wild.
crazy. I mean, I'm a little older than you, but that's still
That's
crazy.
all good.
So tell me how you got into directing and filmmaking.
So my father used to run a program at Essex County College when I was younger, during the summer, and then he would ask us to come down. He's like, "Yo, just come down and see what I do." And I remember going down there and just seeing how people were like working, but they were literally having fun, and I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. Whatever, I didn't have a career path or an outlook on what I wanted to be. And my brother was like, "Yo, we should do this, whatever." So my two brothers took on like the audio aspect, like engineering and recording studio aspect of things, and then I took on like the camera op stuff. And then my father had all this equipment from the the audio equipment
Yeah.
to the video camera stuff, whatever. So all of us kind of took a trick from my father, while my mother was the breadwinner and went to work every day, and they kind of raised the family financially. With my mom was the queen on the chessboard, so um, we had a decent childhood, and that's how it started. My father had took this program at Essex County College, and then he was running the summer program. He was like interviewing like public officials, like Ronald Rice at the time, Sharp
Wow.
James. I remember meeting
Yeah.
these people as a young kid. I was like, "Oh, this is
Mhm.
pretty cool." Seeing people get mic'd up, these old big E&G cameras, these big three camera setup, the microphones and stuff like that. So I thought it was a fun profession, just being on set, everybody being quiet, and you see this stuff come to life, the lighting and things like that. So I thought this was a cool profession. And then when I went to NJCU, I graduated from Westside High School. I
Okay.
took on communications and media.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you some creative questions. So,
Okay.
what makes a visual unforgettable to you?
That's I guess it's a microcosm of everything, like the acting, the lighting, uh, the subject matter. So subject matter is number one, I think, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like it's got to be something that you can relate, that's relatable. Even though you see a bunch of movies that have nothing to do with your skill set or how you looking at life, but I think the ones that's the most captivating to you personally, I think the ones that you can relate to. So visually, I think the subject matter is number one, and then me being a creative, whatever, like the lighting has to make sense. It has to look good and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I would say first it would be subject matter, and then the lighting, and then obviously performance.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the three in that order: subject
Okay.
matter, the way it looks, lighting, and then the
Uh-huh.
performance.
Performance. Okay.
Yep.
Do you think that artists today fully understand the power of imagery?
How can I say yes? Yes, because that's where we're at now. I think visual is the most important thing. I'm glad I got into it when I did get into it, because it was still like far fetched. Like us as we growing up, we went to the movies and said, "Oh, that's just like it was just something that was an experience." And you never thought you could obviously touch that medium and
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of create a world of your own, right? So when these new cameras came out and stuff like that, I think people started believing like, "Oh, I can get my ideas out," because that was the hardest thing to do, and back in our era and things of that nature. So now with the advancement of technology, AI stuff that's happening, whatever, I think people are exhausting it quicker.
Okay.
So I think it doesn't mean as much, whatever, but it's a lot of it going on, if that makes sense.
That makes total
So
sense.
do they understand it? Do they grasp it? I think they do, but I think it's just a tool now, because it used to be something that's like you wanted to get into, and it was a rarity. Like if you was a filmmaker, it was like one out of what, 100 maybe,
Mhm.
and then now it's like one in every two people doing it. Like if you meet three people, two people are filmmakers, or they got a camera in their hand, or they taking pictures, or they, what I'm saying, just like kind of creating content. So I think people are just using it as a tool now, opposed to like really feeling, what's the word I'm looking for, mesmerized about it, or mesmerized by it,
Okay.
or something that's intriguing. I just think it's a tool now, the visual art form of filmmaking now.
Okay.
It's just a part of your life now.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you pull emotion out of artists on camera,
So
or is that even
yeah,
your
yeah, no,
specialty?
that's a good question. That's a great question. A lot of times people have to have it too. I always feel like artists and stuff like that, whatever, just because you're an artist, whatever, don't mean you're good at it.
Right.
So a lot of times, whatever, you can pull some stuff out of people that that kind of got it, but it's a lot of people that don't have it too. So trying to pull it out of them, whatever. I think it's easier when you got somebody that kind of gets it, because they say directing, whatever, is like 80% casting.
Hmm.
You pick the right character, and you pick the right person for the part, and then they just kind of bring it to life after you kind of go through the script and blocking and rehearsing and stuff like that. Whatever, it's like either you got it or you don't, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you can pull it out of them, probably getting a different take or a different emotion, but as far as like that raw talent that it's going to make somebody say, "Oh, I remember that scene, that was memorable," what you said the question before.
Hmm.
I just think it's either you have it or you don't. So pulling it out of them, it's not as hard when you got somebody that gets it.
Okay. Are your
That makes sense.
siblings in the same industry or no?
Not anymore. Like, my little brother is married with 7 kids.
Okay.
I'm amazed at that.
Okay.
With one woman, which is amazing. My
Yeah.
older brothers, moving around doing things, whatever, real estate. But I'm the only one that's like kind of consistent in the whole medium as far as like filmmaking.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a middle child too, so we have
Oh, you are, yeah, yeah. So you know
Brady
what that is?
syndrome. Yeah, well, kind of.
Do it
So
myself
I
kind of
have an
thing.
older
So hold on.
sister,
So what does
younger
that mean to
sister.
you, middle child? So when you say middle child, what does that mean to
So
you?
middle child is like Jan Brady syndrome, if you can understand that. So it's like the first kid, um, literally
Still,
got the bulk of everything.
yes.
The second kid,
Comes in for a
the
minute,
middle child, and kind of like the black sheep because no one really cares because the mom's like, I've done all
kind of figure it
you,
out,
yeah,
and
and
then
then
the
the
baby
third kid
comes.
is like really on their own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yes, agree.
but what I find with people that I meet that have middle child syndrome is they literally are always considered the black sheep, but they're always also considered like the entrepreneur, the one that will figure it
Yes,
out
yes,
because
yeah.
they
They
had
figured
to
it out
figure
on
it
their
out
own.
because the
I
parents
agree.
did all they could do with the first one and they're done with when by the
Yeah,
time it comes to the second child.
that's a
And
fact.
that's
That's a
fair,
fact.
especially in black families
No, that's a fact. That's a
or
fact. And
cultured families.
I feel like I benefited from it because I always feel like I could. It's not always good, whatever. It's like you could do it yourself, whatever. But you always feel like you're gonna find a way,
Yeah,
even if
you
nobody's trying to
always,
help you do anything,
yep,
right?
always find a
And
way.
and I feel like a lot of people feel helpless when they feel like they can't rely on others to do it, whatever. I need help. I need this, whatever. We need help too as middle childs, whatever. But I feel like it's not a priority. We're not holding on to that
Right.
to make something happen. You know.
Yeah.
So that's funny that you said that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's your sign, by the way?
I'm a Libra.
A
Well, October
Libra.
1st,
October 1st.
1977.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah. What's your
right.
sign?
I'm in Aquarius.
Okay, that's my
Yeah.
mom, February 4th.
I'm February 2nd,
Oh,
Groundhog Day.
wow. Okay, wow. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
sad. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay. February
That's
2nd.
yeah.
Amazing. Yep.
Yes, I'm a celestial being. So I'm going to get into some industry questions with
Okay.
you now. How do you feel? Do you think social media has changed creativity in the film business for better or for worse, or maybe not at all?
Well, it's a lot more content being created, which I like. A lot of people getting their ideas out, no matter what it is. Some is for shock value, some is for informational purposes, some is the more cinematic, thrilling, and things of that nature.
Mm,
But I feel like that we so bombarded about so much of it that it's not holding on as you would like it to. Like prime example, if I'm sitting home watching Netflix or whatever, I promise you, after I'm engaged in this film, whatever, as soon as it goes off, I'm not thinking about it ever again.
really?
So yeah, so back in the day, you saw a movie in a movie theater, or whatever, like you'd be talking about this for days and days on
Yeah.
end. But now that you have so much selection, as far as like at your fingertips, as far as streaming, even
Hmm.
on your phone, you can watch something, whatever, and not even think about it ever again. So I feel like it's good that it's a lot happening, but I feel like a lot of people get lost in the shuffle as far as being recognized for what they do creatively because it's so much content.
Yeah. We're air signs, by the way. There's only three air signs. You know that: Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini.
Gemini.
Only three air
So
signs.
did you know the Libra is the only sign that's a machine?
Yes,
I didn't.
absolutely.
So I didn't even know
Yeah.
that till, like this year. Somebody told me. I was like, oh, I never looked at it that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
We
And
the only sign.
people always think Aquarius because it's a water bearer is
Mhm.
a water sign, but
Water sign, but
it's
it's
an air
not.
sign. No.
Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I just learned something. Yeah,
Do
and you
you
said Gemini is the third one.
Gemini, Libra, and Aquarians are the only three air signs.
Okay, yeah, because
Everybody
it's
else.
three for each foot. It's three for each four, right? It's
Yeah.
like three, 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 three. Okay,
Yes.
12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you remember the very first movie you ever saw in your life?
Damn, that's
Like I
amazing.
remember the very
Maybe
first
Close
movie I saw in
Encounters
the
of
no,
maybe Close
wait.
Encounters of the Third Kind.
In the theater. Really?
Yeah, maybe Close Encounters of the
Close
Third
Encounters of
Kind.
the Third Kind, the first
Yeah,
movie you
I
saw
think
in the
we've seen
theater?
that. Yeah, I think it's the first movie I've seen. I could be wrong though.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I
That was
remember seeing that in the theater.
a great movie, like the mashed potato scene,
I
right?
forget it, but I just remember the keys they were playing
The
the
keyboard,
sound. Yeah,
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 okay.
yeah.
And that was the first time we really saw what we thought aliens,
It's a
right,
fact.
look
That's a
like.
fact.
Yeah, the first movie I ever saw in the theater was E.T.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
It might have been ET too. I'm
yeah,
saying it was around that time.
okay,
Around that time. It's funny you say that, but I want to say Close Encounters. I want to say
okay.
that was the one. Yep.
Wow. Um,
Yeah. We're going
what's
back.
right? What's the
Mhm.
biggest mistake that you think artists make during shoots, in your
So
opinion?
you mean from the artist standpoint or like the behind the scene, like the director
No,
standpoint?
from director standpoint, from behind the
The
scenes.
standpoint.
Yeah.
Well. It's always nothing is never like foolproof. So I'm sure it's a lot of mistakes that goes on in production.
Mm,
But I feel like okay, so let's just say I'm shooting a music video. A lot of the times, the artists are looking for the directors to do everything, and when they get there, they still are not really locked in with being an artist a lot of times, and then it flips around. An artist is helping producing, he's helping with everything else, whatever. So when it's time to actually shoot, I feel like the artist is thinking about everything else, and I think the director that kind of weighs on him, whatever, because he's trying to get his performance out of this artist, but his artist is caught up in everything else outside of the artistry of it, with being
Okay.
in the moment on set. And I feel like the director should try to persuade the artist to kind of fall back sometimes,
Okay.
so the performance could always trump everything else. So I
Who's
think, from our standpoint, I think sometimes we get caught up in making sure he gets what he wants and stuff like that. But when it's time in the moment to really start the cameras rolling, I think the artist is always disconnected because he's winning about everything else. Sometimes it happens a lot. So I think the director should have a team in place, whatever, to kind of produce, so the artist doesn't have to worry about everything else, so he can just be an artist and perform that. So
okay?
I think that's a big mistake that artists, from a director standpoint, let the artist help them kind of do everything, every step of the way, whatever. That the artist kind of gets lost in everything else outside of just being an artist.
Do you feel that way in movies and in music videos
No, I mean it's mainly
in
music video
general?
because
Or music
because
videos,
because
yeah.
when you're dealing with a film, acting is like acting. They don't really have much to do what's going on behind the scenes, location, whatever. They just happy to be on camera.
Mhm,
They worry about their lines and stuff like that. So I'm talking about the bulk of the most things that I do is more on the music video side.
mhm.
So I deal with a lot of artists that's like hands on because of the budgets and things of that nature, whatever. So, and it's their idea a lot of times. So, but as far as the film aspect of it, whatever, I flourish in that better because everybody knows their role, and the artists, I'm sorry, and the actors, they're really locked in. They're only worried about their performance,
Mhm.
and that helps out everything else, whatever, because they know they got a job to do and they got to play their role.
Do you think that music videos are becoming less artistic?
I won't necessarily that. So AI is making it easier for you to get those big ideas out your head,
Mhm,
and then the AI programs are prompting these things. And so you can say right now, Joyce and Rock is on the podcast, and then the screen breaks or whatever. Then we see them roll over into some kind of underworld,
right.
and it look amazing. So I don't want to say it's diminishing. I want to say the sky's the limit now because you can say anything, and then that prompt is going to crack that out. So
Right.
it's making it easier for people to get their ideas out. So I want to say no. I want to say it's actually helping people get their ideas out and maximize what they think that's in their head to kind of transfer it over to something visual. Yeah. So I
Interesting.
think so I think it's a betterment AI, and people are scared of it, but I'm not because I feel like
Not,
it's
I'm
going
not
to get
either.
better. It's going to
Yeah.
look more realistic, and it's just going to be a tool, and we shouldn't be scared of it.
I'm
You know?
honestly like, I don't know how I lived without it, but I think that's with everything that
Wow.
that
I
progresses.
like that though. I like
Yeah,
that. I like that.
I don't know
Yeah.
how I lived without it. I mean, there's the good and the bad, obviously, but
Okay.
I don't know how I lived without it. I literally can wake up in the morning and schedule my day with my AI assistant, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how I lived without it. I just don't.
Yeah, because even like with treatments now and things like that, it's so easy to crank. I remember I used to be wrapping my head around trying to find the right words to say for to try to wow a client. And
Hmm.
they just type that in, whatever. It's just like,
Yeah,
zoop. And it's your idea, so it's never like you're cheating the system. It's just like, yo, it's just like we got so much going on in the world.
yeah,
Things need to happen quicker for us, whatever, to kind of get ideas out.
right.
And I think AI helps in
Yeah.
that regard. You know?
And you
Yeah.
just have to keep up with technology. Like if when I was younger,
Yes.
I don't know how I lived without Atari 2600. So,
That's wild.
you know what I'm saying? So I don't.
Yes, I
I mean,
agree.
you just keep going with it. Let's get into some personal or
Okay.
some deep questions. So where does your creative vision come from?
Just from experience, I remember at one point I used to work for PSNG, in Newark, New Jersey, the
I know
gas and
what that
electric
is.
company,
Yep.
and I used to read meters or whatever. So I used to be in so many people's houses and seeing how people live.
Hmm.
I want to say that the bulk of my like awareness about nuances and uh people watching, whatever, came from me being a meter reader and just being
Hmm.
outside every day, like literally outside in the streets, going to different businesses, different houses, greeting different people, seeing how people live, seeing how people wake up,
Hmm.
seeing what they're doing in their house and stuff like that, whatever. So I feel like a lot of my creative spirit came from me being a meter reader at PSG because I've seen so much life.
Really?
Like I said, in the course of a day, I might have seen about 300 or 400 people. Think
Wow.
about that. Yeah, every
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
like every
Yeah.
day. You understand? So I'm
Yes.
saying being in factories, and I worked out of Newark, so I was in Kearney. Belleville, Irvington, Newark, Maplewood, and Harrison. I think it was six. Those six little cities or
Town.
whatever. So I seen a lot. From you know what I'm saying, from white, black, Spanish. I seen everybody.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of me, just like seeing how people operate.
So
So
do
that
you
that
think
that helps
with
out.
that being said, do you think you're a good study of human behavior? Because most
Yes, yes.
okay.
I feel like I get it, but that's just me. So what is that a confidence thing? Or that's just like I feel like I've seen a lot. So prime example. So what I'm telling you now, what I just said about that whole media reading thing,
Hmm.
and another filmmaker has been in the house his whole life, is introverted, don't talk to people and stuff like
Hmm.
that, whatever. Who do you think is gonna be a better filmmaker as far as like getting an idea out saying, I need you to act like this because I've seen that from somebody
Yeah.
before.
You.
So I feel like yes.
Are you extroverted? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm extrovert. Yeah, I'm
You are.
both though. But yeah, but obviously me being a director and
You're an
always
introverted
in people
extrovert.
say yeah, very extroverted. Yeah, but like you said, but in my spare time, I'm thankful for Instagram, whatever, because a lot of times I'm by myself.
Are you?
But when it's time to work with, I'm around a bunch of people, and I'm actually running the show, so I got to be. And what I tell people too, I said good directors are phony because no matter what, you got to have a good day. You can't have a bad day. Think about that. I can't come to set not want to be irritable, don't want to talk to nobody, whatever. I have to be on running on 100%, hitting on all cylinders every time on
Yeah.
set.
Of
I
course.
can't have a bad day. Even if I'm having a bad day, I can't let nobody see it.
Right.
So I said the best directors are the ones that's phony in the sense of like gotta hide that everyday life stuff, whatever, because everybody's looking for you to do everything, looking to you for what we doing about this lighting. Oh, well, okay. What are we doing with the blocking? What are we doing? The producer asking you other questions about other things. So you have to answer all these questions. You have to be knowing what you're talking about on every front. So I think a good director is always trying to put his best foot forward as far as being upbeat,
Hmm.
being knowledgeable, and being present no matter what he's going through the course of a day.
Okay.
So
How many years have you been in the industry?
so I'm 48. So I want to say about 28 because I graduated when I was 20. So and I hit the ground running, never looked back. So we talking about 28 years of um being a filmmaker and like being self-employed. Uh, Um, yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
grateful for that. Whatever, because when I first started, it wasn't the ground wasn't really broken yet as far as an independent guy with a camera in his hand.
Mm.
It wasn't really. I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have nobody say, "Oh, I'm gonna take his steps and make it happen." I made it happen, just kind of hitting the ground running. And I'm proud of that because I'm like, it was scary. Sometimes it's scary. Some months it's scary. Like money,
Yeah.
ain't
Of
no money
course.
coming in, and then sometimes you're up, and then nobody can't tell you nothing. You
Hmm.
talking you know what I'm saying? So, to kind of weather all that, and I'm still to this day, I'm still up and down with it. You know what I'm saying? So because with the advancement of AI and people could do
Yeah.
things themselves, the market, everybody's a film. I think it's more filmmakers than are actors and rappers.
Wow. So with
You
that
know?
being said,
Yeah.
yeah, with that being said, in your 28 years, what keeps you motivated or inspired
Oh,
in the
no
industry?
day is the same. Like when you meet new people, new clients, and
Hmm.
even the reoccurring ones, they have a different idea, and people respect your work, and people respect what you say, and it's a good feeling. They respect your vision because there's so many people doing it too. So, what makes my vision? What makes you keep coming back, or what makes you intrigued about what I do? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I'm never taking that for granted. If that makes sense.
that makes total sense.
Yeah.
What would you say, or if you can say, what was your hardest shoot ever,
Uh,
or most challenging shoot?
I mean, well,
You
I
don't have
won't
to
really
name
call
any
it a
names.
challenge. Yeah. I won't really say a challenge. I want to say when I shot I got a film. I'm about to hopefully put it out this year or next year.
Yeah.
We shot it during COVID. That was a lot going on because every day we had to take all the actors to this facility in Hackensack to get their nose like kind of swabbed
Hmm.
or whatever,
Hmm.
and that was annoying because it kind of held up a lot of production stuff. But that was the most difficult. But as far as like music videos and dealing with the bigger artists, it's always fun. Like we never really had a bad time on set with anybody
Okay.
that was like, oh man, it's a disaster. But I think when I shot my feature film during COVID, that was
Okay.
a challenge because there's so much protocol you had to go through.
As
So,
far as music videos, who would you say is the most interesting artist you ever worked with, if you can say?
it's funny. Well, with the time, I think the best time we had, or the most eye-opening one, was when we did the work for Puff Daddy, Diddy, whatever. That was a eye-opening experience with him because there was so much going on. He had so much going on, and then how we were just like kind of caught up with how he was moving around. It was just a fun experience with him because we
What
talking
did you
about the
shoot for
top of the
him?
top. We shot a music video called "The Big Homie"
Yeah.
back in 2014,
Mm-hmm.
and around that time, whatever, it was just like it came out of nowhere. I was, but we dealt with big artists before, but when people saw us with that, they was like, "How the hell y'all get with Diddy? Like
Right.
y'all in Miami, y'all in LA, y'all in Atlanta, y'all in New
Right.
York." It's just like, what's going on with you guys? And shout out to my partner, Jay Rodriguez too,
Okay.
ETL Films. He was a big part of this whole conglomerate, this whole success story and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But yeah, that was the most interesting because there was so much going on. I think he just opened Revolt.
Okay.
We had went to the party of that party that night when he actually introduced it and all that.
That's
We saw
Revolt
that.
TV, right?
Yeah,
Revolt TV.
Revolt
Yeah.
TV. Yeah, I think it's around like 2014. We met Drake that night.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a lot going on. And then now to see what's happening now, just like now he's infamous for what he's been through.
Right.
But for us for us to kind of get his okay, like yo, I want you guys to shoot my music video because Buff Daddy is known as the music video guy, the biggest videos and the biggest budget and stuff like that. For him to
Mm-hmm.
trust us and his little vision that he had, whatever, I thought that was the most interesting and the most eye-opening thing for us as filmmakers.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fair. What legacy would you say that you want visuals to leave behind?
So many movies out now because I'm in that boat. So I'm like, how can I say? I know it sounds crazy, but I'm like, if I get my movie on a streaming platform, it's out,
Mm-hmm.
it's good, whatever. At least you've seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you might be with your girlfriend, or you might be with your boyfriend. Like you just want something to watch that's good. So in this era, honestly, in this era now, I can only hope that I can just keep creating films and making them.
Okay.
As far as having an impact and saying I want it to be the best film in the world, it's just so many films out there. I'd be lying to you if I said I got this idea or thing or something or whatever that's going to change the world. I don't know. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm thinking about legacy, I just want to be able to do it as long as I can, and I don't want to retire doing it. I just want to be growing old doing it.
Okay.
And I'm 48. If I'm 78 and I'm still doing it, I'll be a happy man. Yeah.
Do you
So
think that image is more important than talent right now?
yes.
You do. Okay.
Yeah, because you can be you can be overnight succession by doing something silly and then you running with that, whatever. So that's your image, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you're known for, social media wise or viral, whatever. So image to me, it's like perception in my mind. Even if it's not a real image or whatever, but people buying into it, whatever. So you have to make people buy into that image. So I think image is way more important than talent, in my opinion. Talent, like what do you mean by talent? Because like I said, again, somebody could do something stupid, whatever, and then I've been worked all these years, take training, doing all this, whatever, and then this guy's a big time actor now because he did something silly on social media. And now he's getting booked to do stuff, whatever. Now he's a star because
Right.
of something silly or something viral, opposed to somebody that's been working their ass off for X amount of years or whatever. So I definitely think image and striking while it's hot is more important than having the talent.
Okay. What are you working on now?
So I'm in the process. So I have two films out. I mean, two films that's done. I'm just trying to put them out the right way. I've been sitting on. I don't know why. I did a film called My First Feature,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have a documentary called about co-parenting called What About Us, and then I'm in the process of shooting the film coming up in August in Atlanta. I can't talk too much about it yet, but that's what I'm working on now. We're in pre-production of doing that, so I'm excited about that.
Okay. What is
Yeah,
the first film that you said? What's
it's called My First Feature.
and
It's
what's
about
that
a dude
about?
trying to get a film done.
Okay.
And then the second one is a documentary. It's a co-parent about co-parenting.
Hmm.
It's called What About Us? So it's
And
pretty cool.
is that going to be on a streaming service or?
Yeah. This year, whatever. Yeah, but I can send you the links though, so you can check them out
Okay.
yourself.
I would
So you
love
so you can
that.
have some kind of stuff to kind of like look into.
Yeah,
I definitely when we get off of this call, I'll definitely send it to you right away.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Last question. Can visuals make an average song become a hit, in your opinion, as a
Oh, that's
director?
a good question because I'm like, I feel like the song's got to be good first, right?
Well, I feel like, in my opinion, I'm no director and
Yeah,
I'm not in your, but
I'm
I
saying.
feel like T-Pain is the definition of this.
Wow.
I feel
Okay.
like he could have the most average song and his visuals just make it this song crazy.
I don't know. The era we in when it comes to so much content, whatever. So I don't know about that one. I will say no. I know
Okay.
as weird as that may sound,
Okay.
whatever. I would say no because there's so much content. So a lot of times the music got to be good because I know when I'm in the radio, whatever. A lot of times I'm not even checking for the music video no more because I guess because I do it
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm like just bombarded with imagery and then the stuff that I have to do on top of that.
Hmm.
So I'm never really checking for people's videos no more like I used to.
Do people still make music videos? They do, right?
They do,
I guess
yeah, they
like YouTube
do.
or
I
something.
mean, yeah, they do. But I think what's happening now, like you said, I think it's more like short form content.
Yeah.
Like the prime example. Let's just say you have a song, somebody just have a camera on you for about maybe a minute,
Hmm.
and whatever you're doing in that minute, they putting it up, whatever. And this is my contribution musically to the world,
Okay.
and you see that. So don't get me wrong, there's still budgets in play, but those are for the bigger artists, the people that's still doing big work and like the Drakes and stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
They still getting real budgets to do music videos. But a
Yeah.
lot of
And
independent
Chris
artists,
Brown is still
whatever.
doing videos, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, but like I said again, it's like these are that's 1% of
I got you.
so that's 1% of
Understand.
the
Yeah.
creative population, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So well, like I said before, with the short form content, it's like people doing stuff on their on their phones now, and then you got these AI apps, whatever. That cats is not even in the video no more. They just said, take this picture. You got my verse, whatever. This AI is gonna prompt me rapping, and it's gonna look real as hell. And I'm just, it's
Really?
just, yeah. It's a weird time we in, but but it's a fun time because it's so easy to get your idea out, so easy to get it out.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I just think the music is always gonna be why I like the song, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
videos now, I don't think the videos gonna do that for me when it's so easy to crank out an idea so fast now visually. If that makes
What is
sense.
that makes perfect sense. What
Mm.
is one thing that people wouldn't know about you that you would like them to know?
Oh wow, that's wow. That's a good one. I'm trying to figure. Oh man, yeah, I gotta think quick. Gotta think quick. Gotta think quick. Gotta
No,
think
you
quick.
don't. You got time. Go ahead.
Mm. Damn, that's a tough one. Damn, I wish I would have. That was you. I wish you'd have asked me that. Text me that first because I would have had a good answer.
You know I
Damn,
don't
I
do
wish I
that.
could think about it. I wish I could think. Damn, what do people know about me? Damn, that's why I'm drawing a blank. But I know
Well,
it's
here,
something
look,
I could
I
say.
can help you out with this
Yeah,
question.
yeah. Okay, help me out. Do
This is
that.
how I'm going to help you out. What?
Okay.
Okay, so we know that you're film director, music
Filmmaker.
video director,
Mhm.
but what's a hobby that you have outside of that?
Well, I guess. Well, I think I put that on social media too. Like I'm good at football. I used to play in a flag football
Are
league.
you?
I was
Okay.
a quarterback and then stuff like that. So I think I was good in. I think I'm good in sports. But that's corny though. It's got to be something better for me. Hold on, I got to figure this out. Yeah, that's the easy. That's easy. I don't.
I,
I want to say something that nobody know like really nobody know. Damn, that's a good one. Woo.
I know you got something
Yeah, I feel like I'm
that you're just
wasting
not
time. I
telling
don't
me.
want to just be sitting here thinking. I'm gonna come back to that. While you ask me one more, ask me something. I promise y'all, I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get that
What
right.
is your favorite quote? It
Oh, but
could be
it's
anything.
something that I made up.
Okay.
It's well, no, it's not something I made. It's something I heard. They say how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Mhm.
I like the way that sounds because it's like
What does that
I
mean
never.
to you? Tell me what that
So
means to you.
I'll give you an example. I remember seeing. I remember I was on a film set and I remember I pulled up to the set, but it was a video commissioner. So a video commissioner is the one that's like kind of overseeing the music video production.
Yeah.
So so when I pulled up, I knew this was the person. So we were downtown Brooklyn at this big studio, and I remember when she pulled up, like she dropped the coffee, and she was like looking around, like kind of like looking like I'm lost and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I remember that day on set, it was so much like dysfunction because she was like kind of off kilter, and I seen what happened, like the small thing. She dropped the coffee.
Yeah.
She didn't know where the address was at. I'm just like she's looking. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that she was like kind of lost.
Yes.
And then the production, whatever, like even though we had a good day, whatever, but I saw little things like, oh, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I seen what you did with
Wow.
that, stuff
Yes.
like that. And so I'm not saying it holds true in every little aspect of your life,
Hmm.
but
It actually does. I
that was
think.
telling
Yeah.
for me. I always give that example. Like that's the first time I said that on a podcast. That's the first time I said that in public.
Really.
But I always tell that story about Well, so what you mean by how you do one thing, how you do everything? I always tell that specific story, whatever,
Yeah.
about that video commissioner that I met a long time ago.
So you actually are a study of human behavior.
Yeah, yeah, because I seen that. I was like, okay, okay,
But it's kind of
okay.
true. It's kind of true
Yeah.
in every aspect of your life because like when you meet certain people and let's say you got in one of your homeboys or homegirls car and the
Mm-hmm.
car was just like trash, but they're like a
Right.
business person, like
Mm.
normally that's their brain is like working on trash, like just always like,
Mm.
do you
I
know what I
like that.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like always just like jumbled and too many things going on. So
Mm-hmm.
it's true. Like how you
Mm-hmm.
do one thing is literally you that projects in other places in your life,
I agree.
So I think
So,
that's a great quote.
so I think I got the answer. I
Give
think
it to me.
even though I feel like I'm extrovert, whatever, I still get nervous when every day when I do something. Like, say I got a production, I still get like cold feet. I still get nervous about hope this goes right. Like
Really?
even though everybody tell you they speak to Rock, oh I'm good, Rock
Mhm.
here, we good, oh
Yeah.
we good, whatever. But I actually get nervous, like extremely nervous. But then it just calms down. Like it's the
So
energy real
that
quick for about.
being a
Mhm.
study of human behavior, that tells you that this is actually your passion. So if
Yes,
you still
yeah,
get that
that still
same
happens.
feeling, yeah,
Still
like
happens.
bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger tell you they
Hmm.
up to the last show still gets nervous to go on stage.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
because it's your passion.
That's real, and that's a real thing too. So I'm not just making that. That's how I really do feel like that. But like I said, it may be a minute, maybe 3 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever. But it's a lot
Yeah.
of that in every production. I'm like, okay, then I calm down and get it right. Yeah, but the perception is like, Rock here, we good. Oh, it's gonna go good. We good. Rock's
Yeah,
always fun
yeah.
loving and
Because they see
very
the
upbeat.
outside, they see what you've
Yeah,
done, they see
yeah.
the finished product. They don't know, how you've gotten there and what you've brought
I
to the
agree.
table,
I agree.
right? That's
I love it.
amazing. Well,
Yeah,
Rock, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
this was dope. Very good
Good.
questions too.
See,
You kind of got me off kilter. I like that.
now don't you feel bad for ignoring me all this time trying to get you on?
That's funny. Yeah, thank you though. This is dope. I need it, like I said, because you you know how you in something, whatever, and then sometimes you gotta get all these thoughts out your head, whatever, to kind of
Yeah,
see
of
where you at
course.
mentally and things of that
Yep.
nature, whatever. So I'm always grateful for people that want to pick my brain and kind of see what's going on,
Yeah.
because it makes me get excited again
Yeah.
when I hear myself talk, if that makes sense.
Perfect. And I
Yeah,
didn't know you were from Velsburg. I knew you were from
yeah,
North,
yeah.
and we know
Velsburg,
a
born
lot
and
of the
raised.
same
Yeah.
people. So I was like, I know a couple. We'll talk about this after, but
Okay.
a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
people that that I know that were telling me that you were going to help them with stuff, and I was like, oh, let me get him on the podcast then. So
Awesome. Okay.
yeah. So thank you again for being on the podcast.
Yes, appreciate you.
This was great, and I want let everybody know I am still on Apple, on Spotify, on YouTube, on Amazon Audible, and if this is something that resonates with you, join my community because the best is yet to come.